Hi, ladies and gentlemen. True strength is often misunderstood in today's world. People think the loudest person in the room is the strongest, the one who claps back the fastest, the one who gets the last word. But that's not real strength. Real strength is quiet, it's composed. It's in the pause, not the punch. It's the ability to stay calm when every part of you wants to react, when someone disrespects you, when someone misunderstands you, when the world pushes every one of your buttons. Real strength is restraint. And it takes far more courage to remain composed than to explode. When someone tries to make you angry, they are handing you a choice. They are handing you an invitation to step into their chaos. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to go there. When you react in anger, you give your power away. You let someone else decide how you're going to feel. You let their words or actions control your emotions, and that's a kind of slavery. It means you're only as peaceful as other people are kind. But when you choose calm, when you decide that your inner peace isn't up for grabs, that's when you become free. A calm mind is a powerful mind. A person who doesn't react to every insult or attack becomes mysterious, unpredictable, dangerous in the best way, because no one knows how to move them. No one knows how to break their focus. And that kind of presence, that kind of strength, it doesn't come from shouting or proving yourself. It comes from knowing who you are. When you're secure in your identity, you don't feel the need to respond to every critic or defend every move. You become still in the storm, and that stillness speaks louder than any words ever could. Think about the last time someone made you angry. Really think. Was it worth it? Did the anger help? Or did it just drain you? Did it cloud your judgment? Did it cause you to say or do something you later regretted? Anger is natural, yes, it's human, but staying angry, feeding it, letting it control you, that's a choice. And that choice has consequences. It affects your energy, your relationships, your clarity, your purpose. You can't be fully present in your life if you're always reacting to everyone else's behavior. There's a power in choosing peace, especially when you have every reason to lose it. There's something almost supernatural about being unfazed. When people try to get a rise out of you and you just smile, stay calm, keep walking. They don't know what to do with that. It disarms them. And more importantly, it protects you. Every time you stay calm in the face of disrespect, you train your mind to rise above. You teach yourself that not everything deserves your attention. And that's the secret. Not reacting doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're wise. It means you know your energy is valuable. You're not going to spend it where it won't grow you. This doesn't mean you never speak up. It doesn't mean you suppress your feelings. It means you choose how and when to express them. You're intentional, strategic. You wait until your words are grounded in clarity, not chaos. Because when you speak from peace, people listen differently. Your voice carries more weight. Your presence holds more authority. Being calm doesn't mean being passive. It means being powerful in a different way. The kind of power that doesn't need to be seen to be felt. The kind of power that moves silently but surely. Amen. And when you build your strength on that foundation, when you learn to master your reactions, you become someone who can't be manipulated. You stop being a puppet pulled by other people's strings. You become a master of yourself. And that's real strength. Energy is a currency more valuable than money, more powerful than words, and more fragile than most people realize. Every single day, from the moment you wake up, the world starts pulling at your energy. Messages, people, news, problems, traffic, noise, everything is trying to take a little piece of your peace. And if you're not careful, you'll spend your whole day giving your energy away to things that don't serve you, people that don't value you, and situations that don't deserve your attention. The truth is, not everything or everyone deserves access to you. Just like you wouldn't give your house key to a stranger, you shouldn't hand over your emotional energy to anyone who hasn't earned that right. Some people live in chaos. They feed off of it. Drama is their comfort zone. They'll try to drag you into arguments, provoke you, test your patience, waste your time. Not because they're evil, but because it's all they know. You've got to recognize when someone is pulling you into a space that's not yours. You don't owe everyone a response. Silence can be an answer. Distance can be a defense. And boundaries? Boundaries are how you keep your energy safe. It's not about being rude, it's about being responsible with yourself. You have to protect your focus like it's sacred. Because it is. When you allow distractions to run your day, you never get anything meaningful done. You're always reacting instead of creating. You're chasing instead of leading. And worst of all, you start forgetting who you are and what really matters. You start giving your power to things that make no real difference in your growth. That's how people lose themselves, by being available to everything, by trying to please everyone, by fighting battles that don't belong to them. Sometimes people will misunderstand your boundaries. They'll call it cold, distant, arrogant. Let them. Because the people who are meant to be in your life will understand. They'll get that you're not trying to shut the world out. You're just choosing where to put your energy. And that's maturity. That's wisdom. You start realizing you don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. You don't have to fix everything that's broken. You don't have to defend yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. The more you grow, the quieter you become. Not because you have less to say, but because you understand the value of peace. You learn that chaos might be loud, but peace is powerful. And peace, real peace, is a decision. It's not a mood. It's not something that just shows up. It's something you protect. And once you have it, you guard it like treasure. You stop entertaining nonsense. You stop feeding negativity. You stop running after approval. You realize you don't need to prove anything to anybody. Sometimes the best reaction is no reaction. Not because you're scared, not because you're weak, but because you're focused. Because you know that reacting would pull you away from what really matters. You've got goals, you've got a calling, you've got dreams that require your full attention. You can't afford to waste your light in rooms that were never meant to see it shine. Your peace, your clarity, your sanity. Those things are worth more than the temporary satisfaction of clapping back or being right. Life will always offer you opportunities to lose your cool. People will test you, disappoint you, betray you, talk about you. Let them. Protect your energy anyway. Choose your peace anyway. Stay in your lane anyway, because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more grounded people. People who know that not everything deserves a reaction. People who understand that self-control is the highest form of power. When you can stand in the middle of chaos and remain unshaken, you've already won. Most people are walking around with wounds they haven't healed from. They smile, they talk, they laugh, but deep down there's pain. And that pain leaks out in all kinds of ways. It shows up in how they treat others, how they speak, how they behave when they're angry or insecure or scared. Hurt people hurt people. And if you don't understand that, you'll spend your life taking things personally that were never really about you. When someone disrespects you, it's easy to think it's because you did something wrong. But sometimes people disrespect you because they don't know how to respect themselves. They project their inner chaos onto you because it's easier than facing it. It's easier to throw pain outward than to sit with it quietly and deal with it. If someone lashes out at you, it might not be because you're wrong. It might be because you're right. Your peace, your confidence, your discipline, your joy, it can trigger something in them. It can highlight what they're missing in themselves. And that reaction, it has more to do with their internal world than with anything you said or did. That's why taking things personally can be so damaging. It drains your energy. It distracts you from your path. It traps you in a cycle of reaction instead of reflection. You start carrying emotions that don't belong to you. You start believing lies about yourself that were born from someone else's pain. And the more you absorb that energy, the more you begin to doubt yourself. You wonder if you're too much, too quiet, too confident, too different. But the truth is, people often don't dislike you. They dislike the way you make them feel about themselves. So what do? You separate yourself from their pain. You learn to observe, not absorb. You realize that their outbursts, their criticism, their coldness, it's a mirror of what's happening inside them. And you don't have to carry that. You don't have to internalize it. You can love people, even forgive them, without accepting their projections as your truth. You can be kind without being a doormat. You can be compassionate without being consumed. It takes emotional intelligence to get to that point. It takes maturity to pause and say, me, this isn't about me. It takes wisdom to understand that you can't control what others do. You can only control how you respond. And that response is what separates peace from chaos, growth from bitterness, power from weakness, power from weakness. You have to train your mind to pause before it reacts. You have to ask yourself what's really going on here. Is this person trying to hurt me, or are they hurting? And when you start asking those questions, you'll see things differently. You'll see the humanity behind the harshness. You'll see fear behind the anger, insecurity behind the arrogance, loneliness behind the coldness. And that shift in perspective, that's freedom. That's when you stop being controlled by how others treat you. That's when you take your power back, because their behavior no longer defines your worth. Their attitude no longer shakes your identity. You stop being reactive and you start being rooted. This doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. It means you stop letting their behavior shake your core. It means you respond with clarity instead of emotion. It means you choose boundaries over battles. You stop trying to fix people, change them, prove something to them. You let them be where they are and you keep growing where you are. Some people will catch up, some won't. But either way, you stay focused. Understanding that most people act from their own pain doesn't excuse their actions. It just explains them. And sometimes understanding is enough. Understanding is what lets you walk away without bitterness. It's what lets you forgive without reopening the wound. No, it's what lets you stay soft in a hard world. It's what lets you love yourself enough not to be defined by someone else's brokenness. Sometimes the loudest thing you can say is nothing at all. In a world where everyone wants the last word, where everyone feels the need to defend themselves, to be seen, to be heard, silence has become rare and powerful. We're trained to believe that if we don't respond, we're weak, that if we don't clap back, we're losing. But the truth is, silence often takes more strength than speaking. It's easy to react. It's easy to yell. It's easy to let anger take the wheel. What's hard is sitting with that heat, breathing through it, and choosing stillness over noise. There's something disarming about a person who doesn't flinch, who doesn't engage in the drama, who doesn't let their emotions run wild every time they're triggered. That kind of person carries a presence, a weight. They don't need to raise their voice because their energy already speaks for them. Silence doesn't mean you're ignoring the issue. It means you're choosing not to feed the fire. It means you're aware of your value and you don't feel the need to prove it in every battle. People often confuse silence with passivity, but they are not the same. Silence, when intentional, is active. It's a choice. It's control. It's the decision to keep your power instead of handing over for a moment of ego. When you respond to someone who's trying to provoke you, you're playing their game. You've entered their arena. But when you stay silent, when you choose not to react, you're telling them without saying a word, I'm not operating at your level. That unsettles people because it shows them they can't control you. They can't get to you. That's where the real power lies. There are times in life when your silence will speak louder than any speech you could give. When someone disrespects you and you walk away with grace instead of anger. When someone lies about you and you let the truth reveal itself in time instead of wasting your breath. When someone is loud and messy and you choose to remain calm, collected, and unmoved, people remember that. They may not admit it, but they feel it. Because silence demands more attention than shouting ever could. Silence leaves room for mystery. It leaves space for reflection. And sometimes it leaves others to wrestle with their own actions in the quiet. Silence is also protection. Not every situation deserves a response. Not every person is worth your energy. The more you mature, the more selective you become with your reactions. You stop needing to explain yourself. You stop needing to be understood by people who are committed to misunderstanding. You stop chasing justice in conversations that were never meant to be fair. You start choosing your peace over your pride. And that choice, over time, builds emotional discipline. It builds mental strength. It helps you see the bigger picture, that not every battle needs a warrior. Some need wisdom. Holding your tongue doesn't mean you're pretending. It means you've realized that timing matters. Delivery matters. The state of mind you're in when you speak, that matters. Words spoken in the heat of a moment often burn bridges that were never meant to be destroyed. But when you take a step back, when you let time do what time does best, reveal, heal, and expose, you give yourself room to respond instead of react. And a response crafted in calm carries weight. Silence can also be a signal to yourself, a reminder that you're in control, that you are not a puppet pulled by other people's strings, that your emotions don't own you, you own them. Every time you choose silence over chaos, you're reinforcing that you are grounded, centered, and in alignment with something bigger than a moment of anger. There's dignity in silence. There's confidence in restraint. There's clarity in not responding right away. Because silence allows you to protect your energy, preserve your peace, and project your power without ever raising your voice. Because it no longer depends on them. It depends on you.